End team pick.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back into the Royal Arena. It is Friends versus Kaipi, game number 2 of this 2-game series. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long time since I've stood behind the microphone. At least that's how I feel about it. But it's so good to be back here on Moonduck TV. My name is Mott, joined today by my good friend Mott Pax. Trent, it has been forever. How the hell are you, buddy?
Oh, man, I haven't heard your lovely voice in so long.
Thank you.
It's like been since, I want to say since TI, is it not?
It was, I think, right after TI we did a tournament with Purge and I for a little bit, and then after that I went MI. It has been a while, though. It has been a while.
It's been forever, yeah. Since, what was that, WCA, GGA? Those things, Global Grand Masters?
GGM. It was GGM, yep.
That's the one. Okay, well, yeah, we're here. Yeah, you've missed out on some excitement. You know? Omni Knights being first banned these days.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I go away for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden, everything in the Dota world has changed. Everything I know. It's like Slacks is influencing the meta now. There's Outworld Devourer first pick. Axe is being played by a ton of people. It's topsy-turvy, man. It's really interesting because, so I should clarify, I've been out of the scene for about 3 weeks. I had no contact with the internet or the outside world. I've been very sick in the hospital, dealing with some health issues. And Trent, the world has turned up on side of its head. So what's going on in the Dota world right now?
I mean, you're kind of looking at it. OD's the hero. Pretty good stuff. Pretty solid first overall pick would be generally your Outworld Devourer. Some teams like Oracle first, and other teams will take the Drow first. It all kind of depends on what else is left in the pool. But with Drow gone, Bat Rider gone, and the Shadow Demon gone, Odie's pretty much the best one left. You can't work into like a Shadow Demon plus one hero. That's a big combination going. You don't necessarily have to take the Oracle first overall because the Bat Rider's not left in the pool, so you don't want that defensive possibility up against him being picked first. And you don't have the benefit of just taking Drow first and building a lineup out of that. So with all those things off the table, it becomes Odie first pick. And we'll probably see some sort of a defensive support or a buffing support, like an Ogre Magi or something for this OD in our second phase. But, you know, win your lane and group up as a team and win the game. That's the whole plan for Kaipi right now.
How much is the ban rate, would you say, on OD? Is it banned in 90% of the games? Is it shocking that it gets through here in this particular first pick, that Kaipi gets it?
Not super shocked. I would say it's in the first phase like 60 to 70% of the time, and I don't think it gets ignored. It probably gets ignored in like 5% of matches or something, if there's some weird opener where like both mids get decided or something like that. So not too uncommon to see it, but not every game for sure. He's usually the guy up there in the first couple slots, probably replacing that Omni Knight in the majority of games.
Yeah. I will tell you what's interesting about the last game that I was watching, obviously, in that first game. The Spectre pickup from Bone 7, you guys talked about it during the draft, and I thought it was quite an interesting choice as well. That hero just doesn't seem to be picked a lot in Dota. I mean, you talked about it. You said that Bone 7 is really the only person that plays that hero, and obviously with Sing Sing playing the mid-Juggernaut, they were able to take it to that anti-mage as well as the rest of the lineup from Friends, and they did very well with the combination of those two heroes.
It was surprising, I would say. The Spectre had a much bigger impact than I would have anticipated. So it was pretty well. I mean, typical Bone 7, right?
Right,
Just gets a 20-minute radiance and everything's fine. Big recovery plays. A lot of that coming out from 3-3 on his Bat Rider, and this time it'll be on the Axe. So shorter cooldown than the Lasso. Maybe we'll be seeing some even more intense action. The big one's going to be Bambo's here, though. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, every time, like, Bambo always just has that giant impact, whether it's for better or for worse. I mean, we talk about it every time we see Bambo play. It's like, well, what kind of Bambo are we going to see today? Are we going to see some ridiculous moves that he makes? He jukes like 3 different heroes, getting kills all over the place, diving, or will he make some other type of Bambo plays? Now, this is an interesting pick. The Pugna, which I haven't seen too much of recently, but obviously I haven't been around Dota a lot. So how do you feel about the Pugna pick coming out here, Trent?
That's weird. Not a popular hero. Not someone we're seeing much of at all. And kind of similarly, Night Stalker definitely getting more love than Pugna. No question about that. The Bone 7's been someone who's just always been out Night Stalker. He used to first ban this guy when the hero wasn't being picked by anyone. I'm not sure what his love for it is. I love Night Stalker. I think that hero is exceptionally good. It's always kind of cool up against the Keeper of the Light too.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Shut that down a little bit, but the only downside is that he doesn't offer any sort of a buff or any sort of a defensive capability to an OD, which is pretty weird. Like, almost every draft has one of those two things coming out for the Outworld Devourer. So it's you almost always have an Ogre Magi to give him some boost, or you have an Oracle to give him the False Promise, or an Omni Knight to give him Repel. This game, Sing Sing's just kind of on its own.
Yeah, the thing that's interesting to me is where they're going to lane the Night Stalker as well. And I do like what you talked about, the Keeper of the Light versus the Night Stalker matchup. It's cool to see that day-night cycle kind of interact. But how do you think they're going to lane this up for Kaipi right now?
He'll go up with 3/3 in the off lane.
Yeah.
He is probably get like a early-ish Boots Windlace kind of thing and just run and punch heroes, Bambo diving towers, typical stuff. Think about someone like a Pugna, just such an easy target. If he gets silenced up and can't decrep himself, quite dead.
Yeah, that's true. They're so squishy. They can get chased down rather. Even like the Jug and Sand King aren't the tankiest heroes when you get voided and chased down by a Night Stalker, Axe, and OD. Like, there's a lot of burst damage here coming out from this Kaipi side. Finger, Culling Blade, Void. There's some good burst damage coming out from this Kaipi side. And we'll see how it interacts with Friends, who is a relatively squishy lineup. And what Friends are going to pick last year, as well as
Probably
Kaipi.
Razor.
Yeah. I like that actually a lot. I do like that.
I'm surprised that I'm surprised they banned Viper over Razor. I feel like Razor's actually a little bit stronger just because of all the single target from the Lion and the Night Stalker and the OD, where there's a lot of that back purge coming from a Razor.
I'm all for Viper, Trent. Listen,
yeah, I know.
You know
if
me.
Anyone's for Viper.
that's who I am. But he is going to be taken out of the pool. Lifesteal on the other side for Friends. The last ban with 52 seconds of reserve time coming through. So they have plenty of time to think about this and what they want to go ahead and pick up for Kaipi. But, I mean, looking at the draft as it stands now, I do favor Kaipi's lineup here. I don't know. There is some good burst damage. There's some good split push. There's a lot of ways to take towers, at least with the Juggernaut and the Pugna, obviously, for Friends as well. You have, Nether Blast as well, as you could just throw down that healing ward, have the Juggo to work on towers. So
I had a rather scary thought just now.
What's that?
I wonder if Bone 7's going to do some crazy core Night Stalker. Like, if anyone was going to do it...
so down for that. You've gotten me excited.
It's either that or his Tinker.
Not as excited for the Tinker.
Either.
I was actually going to say this. Damn it. I was like, you were talking about buffing up heroes.
It's
War
true.
Cry.
I had the same thought. It's like literally the only core. I was like, are there any position ones that have a decent buff? It's like, well, there's Warcry, but that's still, like, it's not, it's kind of shit. Like... in terms of buffs go, but you are correct, good sir.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, good.
I mean, this is interesting. I like this to a certain
The OD rule applies. It stays true. There's always one buffing hero.
Yeah. And if they can get people locked down, this Sven Night Stalker Axe OD combination can absolutely thwomp the enemy side of Friends. So we'll see. We'll see what Friends decide to go for. They have 2 minutes in reserve time. Important to note, Friends did have a scheduled game. It is a Chen.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah, so I think they really that Chen pickup is pretty big indication that they want to push very hard and very fast. So we will see how that goes as we jump into the game here.
They're on a schedule. They're ready to go. They got to get over to some Summit games, from what I understand. So let's just go Coddle Jug, Sand King, Pugna, Chen. Not often Sand King's like the slowest hero in a lineup.
Yeah, that's true. And he's not going to come online by the time they want to start getting and grouping up and pushing down towers, or at least the first one. But I mean, the good thing about this is that his Blink Dagger timing will be accelerated if they can get some of those towers. That's the thing. And depending on how he wants to build up this character as well. So
pretty decent ganks coming in from the Chen too. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing with the hero in the early game, but we'll see how things turn out. This is just it looks like a thrown together team, honestly. This Friends lineup is just like
some all random shit.
Yeah, it really is, right? Like, it doesn't seem like it would gel nicely. At least that's the way it looks from my point of view, but
like when your team all randoms, like just all supports is what it looks like, But of course, Pugna's aching, great cores, days, so everything should be a-okay for them.
He's got his Jug set. Oh, and the Posies in too. Boom. What a way to start the game. Yeah, so we're waiting on a pause right now. We'll jump back into it as soon as we get ready to go. But looking at the draft and looking at the game right now, Trent, who would you favor going into this second game?
I think you kind of have to just favor the Radiant side for Kaipi, only because they have so many more options to win the game. Like, Friends have one option. It is they push quickly, they get a lot of towers down, they get some sick items up on like this Pugna and this Sand King. Juggernaut gets big farm, they get Aegis, and they just keep pressure like the whole time. Whereas Kaipi, it's like, I have an OD and a Sven, like I'm okay going past 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's like, all right, we got to wait in 20 minutes or else that's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that we're done.
that makes sense though because of what they have to do within. They have the next series they have to play. Obviously, I get it. I understand you have to play. It's what you have to do in the next couple of minutes here. But I think that Kaipi, they have an excellent draft. You talked about it. They have this Sven to fall back on. They have the OD, obviously. I'm really excited to watch and see what this Night Stalker played by Bambo can do. I'm very interested to see that 3-3 on the axe, obviously. So some vision placed down. You can see the Radiant Ward placed a little bit further into the jungle just to get some vision of the Chen and his rotations and his jungling as well. And right now, waiting for the rune to spawn. Lanes are setting up to be pretty standard stuff here. I don't think this is anything too shocking.
No, exactly what one would anticipate. No, I'm pretty hyped up. I love Pugna drafts. There is certainly the chance they just snowball win this game. Like, just because I would say I favor the Radiant doesn't mean it's like over, because they have one way to win, but it is certainly a very intense one when it comes to Chen and Pugna. Like, if they just knock down this OD once, maybe there's a successful gank coming in from a troll creep or something like that, your tower just loses half its HP like instantly if it's like the 6-minute mark. So
we'll see if those ganks can be successful. Some more, like we talked about, the ward place down. And Bambo's already being aggressive. He's got boots first. He's going to keep an eye on No Fear here. The courier is coming out, by the way, but Bambo is not really, nor is he inclined to go for the courier. He'll throw up a void and just push No Fear out of the jungle already. It's like, this is my jungle. You're not getting a free creep. You're not getting a free jungle. It's going to be tough. Back mid. And the Pugna just going to work Nether Blast. This is an interesting matchup. How do you feel about the Pugna versus the OD? Especially with Bambo coming in.
Yeah, with Bambo coming in, it's certainly going to be a hell of a lot easier. Good setup.
He won't go down, but I'll take a lot of harass. Undershock has to salve up. He has 2 tangos. He picks up his 3rd GG branch, which was on the ground. And that'll be that. In 3 top lane, there's going to be the Mana Leak from Yoki. Goku trying to get something done. Meanwhile, Afterlife will deny himself in the meantime. 3-3, going to try to TP out. Looks like he should be successful. A lot of damage still taken. He's going to have to go all the way back to the well, so he'll have to run back to the lane. It's going to take some time.
Yoku, I think, underestimating his own damage there. Possibly would have had the kills to spin, but it wouldn't make a big difference, honestly. Like, he already has to go back to base, then your spin's on cooldown, then you're worried about other stuff, so it's fine. Send him on home. Let Bambo just kind of leech up in the lane here.
Yeah, get some experience for him. Especially get that level 4 before nighttime if you can, but it's going to be difficult as a support Night Stalker, or at least that's what it looks like. He's going to get Mana Leaked. He's out of mana. Yoku does have
tanky,
spin.
though.
Yeah, I mean, this is a Night Stalker. He doesn't have a Stout Shield, excuse me, but he still is rather tanky early on in the game.
Yeah, 5 armor, 2.7 regen. That's fine.
Yeah, he should be okay. By the way, I like the rotation that No Fear already made. He's already rotated down bottom. He put a lot of harass early on into Bone 7 with the Satyr Tormentor. He's going to throw up another Shockwave, just being a nuisance to the Sven down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Sanking's kind of become like Shanghai Major era Slardar, where he's that hero that so many supports can come down and help in the lane and just have such a big impact because you can set up with stun and you're still very survivable. So they're already like they're so used to you being near the waves of Sanking that they don't really know when you're just going to jump on them.
Burrow strike away for the Sanking, get out of trouble. Meanwhile, 3-3 and Bambo starting to put some pressure on the top lane. Still, Yoku getting a lot of CS, 12 last hits right now, but the Pugna in the mid lane, obviously with Nether Blast, having a great time. 14 last hits to the 10 of the Outworld Devour. Sure, he's taking a bit of damage, but he's still doing rather well. Undershock CSing very nicely in this mid lane.
Yeah, Pugna's weird because you just like push the lane, right? So basically he'll just be shoving the OD under his tower the whole time. You might even see an early point in the Arcane Orb come out from Sing Sing. I think he's possibly considering, he's still holding it right now.
Yeah.
Right now the build is generally just like, like he has right now, where you just go like 0, 3, 4, or something like that. You just kind of take the Arcane Orb when you need it. But depending on how the last sets go, he might need it.
You need to get out of here. Sing Sing is on the hunt. Movement speed-wise, it's 315 versus 300. Sing just cannot chase after him quickly enough. And No Fear actually somehow avoids 3 heroes from Kaipi rotating in, trying to get that kill. And he heads back up to the top rune spot. It's awkward. And Bambo's still on the hunt. Or he just wants to secure the 4-minute rune at some point. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's pretty important up against the Pugna. Just because he wants to non-stop spam. And that's the way Pugna just has a great time in this lane. That's kind of against like anyone. If he can just keep throwing out Nether Blast, there's not really much you can do. Obviously, he can throw out the ward. He also has this creep chilling around here, and now the entire army coming from No Fear.
2 Satyr Tormentors, 2 Shockwaves this early into the game is not going to feel particularly good for any hero on Kaipi, so they need to be very wary of how they approach these runes. And No Fear is already heading down towards that bottom rune spot. Undershock, he does have the raindrop. There's There's gonna be. He's gonna try to push this out. It's actually.
Did you see him decrep that creep?
Yeah,
that Sing couldn't deny it.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
That's
like
a next level play. I like.
I'm sure if Sing Sing had Astral, he would have Astraled it just because. That just seems like something Sing Sing would do. He'd be like, no, I need this deny. Like, it's the
so
morale
funny.
game.
Now I'm waiting for it, too. Next time he decrypts a creep, he's just going to Astral. Oh, that'd be great. Rotating in Sing and Bambo looking to go for a kill. Undershock seems to know something's amiss. At least he's waiting for his bottle to be crowed back. Now he'll get the vision of Bambo. Knows something's up. Will sit behind his tower. There will almost certainly be TPs ready from friends if they decide to dive this. But knowing Bambo, he'd want to go for it. Still, it's a bit too late.
Yeah, looks like he'll just come on down bottom. He's like, okay, well, there's a Radiant Ward, so they'll spot this.
They've been moving around so much. The only two heroes they're not moving around is like the Jug and obviously the Keeper of the Light in that top lane. And yeah, maybe the Pugna to a certain extent. But there's a lot of movement happening in this game. And they will go for the early push. It's 5 minutes in. They want to take the opposing safe lane.
What are they going to do?
Top lane, there's going to be the Void. Here comes the Axe. He's got Call ready to go. But Yoku gets off a nice little body block. The spin will come through. He's low. They need another Void, and they should find the kill with Bambo, and he will get it. First blood, Yoku. They don't have the Void to stop the TP. He'll just go ahead and TP back to base. As that tier 1 tower does fall in the bottom lane, so it is first blood for the safe lane tier 1. Almost, I think, certainly favors friends in this situation. That tower is just such a great access point.
And they are not stopping bottom.
No, they're going to keep going.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
Not much of that Kaipi really want to do here. They're going to just have Sing Sing continue to farm it. At one point, do they TP back and try to defend this? Can they even? I mean, Afterlife sitting up front, they
really
can burst
can't.
strike and they could just nether blast them down. I don't really think they can deal with this.
Radiant's
Oh,
bottom
this is
tower
one of those
under
awkward
attack.
games. Probably the best thing going for Kaipi is that friends don't have someone who will be able to steal Ancients, so they can start stacking those up and hopefully get them going on the Sven. Certainly, unlikely, I would say, that this is going to end up being a Vanguard game for the Axe. He just needs to blink so early.
Yoku top lane, Hex
Top
up
lane.
first spike. Void already used. They need the silence. They don't get it off in time. Bambo had it, was waiting though, and it looks like he waited too long. Or he just said, we can't get this kill, and they're going to back away. One of the two. And that should be the end of it. Always when a fly's going to rotate up. I don't think they can get a kill. They're not going to. They're going to instead just push middle. I mean, they're doing this methodically. You see this so often with push lineups. One tower after another. Keep the pressure on. Make sure the Sven can't get anything. And Bone 7 right now is not in a position to fight. Excuse me.
I don't think anyone on the Radiant's ready.
No, not at all.
It's happening. The group up. I mean, this is what this lamp's designed to do.
Yeah.
Kaipi know what's coming, but it's all about that bounce back play. It's all about that first big call and rotation coming in from the Axe. Trying to catch him with that Blink Dagger.
This is how friends win, though. This is what we talked about. Like, this is their path to victory. If this game goes longer, their chances become slimmer and slimmer. And it just looks like they know what they have to do. They'll take a tier 1 bottom, a tier 2 bottom, a tier 1 mid. It looks like they're going to give a tier 2 mid as well. You can see Sing Sing and Bambo are here ready to maybe do something, but there's not anybody else in position to defend this. They're not fighting. 7 minutes, there's only 1 kill in the game, Trent, and this is just pushing Dota.
More towers than kills. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's working. They're going to get a pretty nice gold advantage out of
This
this. Bambo is
Chakra
coming-
Pugna is just stupid.
Yeah.
That is a lot of Nether Blast, that cooldown
He
reduction.
never runs out of mana. They're running in, though. There's the Void, Burrow Strike out, Afterlife. He doesn't have Sandstorm. He's going to get silenced up. And they do get that Astral off. No Arcane Orbs for the Outworld Devourer, but they should be able to get this kill at the very least. The sacrifice for friends will come. There's the Stormhammer. They want to give this maybe to a core, but instead Fluff will take it at the end of the day. Nice little kill, a sacrifice, if you will, for friends. Yeah, they get the tier 2 tower. They lose the Sand King. Not the worst thing in the world for this dire side, Trent.
Oh, can you check the overlays? Sorry, bud.
Dear God. What the heck was that? Alright, I don't know why that was there. My apologies.
No problemo, hombre.
Well, it is
Hey, man.
right
You're
now
back, baby.
a 3... You look at the net worth, and you just have 3 of these heroes. It's a 4,000 net worth advantage at this point for the friend side. You have a experience... you have a graph that's just even in experience, which is not really that big of a deal. You expect the experience to be even because friends are grouping up and they're getting some experience on Yoku. But right now, they have a pretty big advantage. 4,000 is significant. And it's going to continue to build up as they continue to push. I mean, like, they're going to just keep taking these towers. There's nothing that Kaipi can do. They have... There's going to be some big items coming out here. You're going to have a mech soon for the Chen. Afterlife is building into a drum. Yoku's going to have his first real item soon.
Yeah, this is pretty scary just as it is like 3 more minutes until nighttime. Bambo is almost level 6. Get it here in a moment. Basically, their best possible play is some sort of a wraparound where they silence up the Pugna and bring him down right away. But he's going to be in the middle of this Chen, an Omni Slash from Yoku, stuns coming in from Afterlife, so... you can see they're like kind of bubbling around Undershock right now. Because all that matters is he keeps throwing... Oh, look at the Shocker dropping the Arcane Boots. Oh man, they are serious business right now.
They're pushing a tier 3 tower at 9.5 minutes into the game, and I've seen this a lot with pushing strats, but it never ceases to amaze me. Undershock's gonna go ahead. He's already got his Aether Lens. They're pushing him. There's gonna be the Decrep. Fluff takes half of his life from a Decrep Nether Blast. Poor Fluff. And he dies to the second one.
Oh, he wasn't expecting it because of the coddle. He didn't think about that.
Yeah, the cooldown reduction is absurd. They are pushing high ground. 10 minutes into this game, the wraparound is coming with the smoke from Bambo and 3-3. Illuminate's getting thrown up as well. They have the Hellbear Smash and tanking. Yoku will go in. Blade Fury very deep. Burrow Strike. They found Sing. Raindrop will block most of that damage. Void to the backside. Call. Onto 2. The counter Helix procs. Not quite there. Blinding Light comes through as well. Nether Blast. OD ult. Chop 1. They get the double kill. Epicenter will come through. Only 1 dead for Kaipi. So far 3 out of friends. And Yoku's left out to dry as well. Blade Fury gets blocked by the creep wave. No phase through. Bambo's still looking for this void. He'll find it. They have a silence as well if needed, but it looks like Kaipi will defend high ground and get 4 kills out if this Earth's Flight comes through, but it's Signet gets the double kill with the Astral at the end of the death. And Bambo is not done yet. He's looking for Undershock. He'll find him. The void will come through as well. Another TP, and this time they see always would apply. They will back up, and they'll be happy with the amount of kills they've accrued over that last team fight.
This is like some textbook Dota. Like, this is what you got to do against these push strats. You guys are going to see them in your pubs. It happens. And if you look at, like, the net worth graph, you can see it was steadily climbing. But the other thing that happens when you look at the experience is during that whole time, despite the big gold lead that you start to get, the experience was actually already moving in Kaipi's favor by the time, like, then they win the fight. And then, of course, it skyrockets now to 3,000. And, oh, Bone 7. This full blast.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
Oh,
Warcry, he doesn't take any damage from Keeper of the Lights right click. 67 damage blocked by that armor from 19.
No panic.
Literally taking no damage. With a Stout Shield as well, also.
Yeah. But in the early game, spells are more important than gold for the most part. Obviously, like, big items like Mechanism are insane really early on, but the levels going on to spells for, like, Fluff and the Night Stalker 2 just really help in that big high ground defense. And then we all know gold comeback mechanics, right?
They're going again, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, they have to. They have no choice. This is Dota for them.
I thought they might take a half a second to maybe just get this completed, whatever.
I don't even think they can Roche. Like, maybe with level 2 healing where they could.
And Kaipi are going to do the same thing again. They're going to smoke up and sit right here on this perch. And there's the Nether Ward. They've spotted it out. Afterlife backing up. They realize that everyone's off the map. Bone 7 has he been spotted yet? Yes, they've seen him. They're going to come through the Observer Ward. We'll scout him out. They're looking to try to find him, and now it's going to be Kaipi backing up. Bambo will bring down a creep in the meantime, and here we go with the push again. And this time, Kaipi aren't really in a position to defend this, and this is going to fall quickly. Look at the one Nether Blast, and the creep's going to work on the range racks. There is no glyph. 3-3 gets ensnared. There's the Burrow Strike. He's out of position. The Nether Blast should bring him down and will. Stormhammer on it too. The God Strength as well. Earthspike hits on it too. But is it enough? Epicenter comes through. Bone 7. Omni Slash up. Hand of God. Bone 7 in trouble. Will go down. Afterlife gets the kill with the Burrow Strike. But Bambo on the hunt looking for Undershock at the high ground. He's all alone at this point. The Chen's already dead. No send back available, but the Nether Blast, the Life Drain with the Decrep, and Bambo should fall to this Blade Fury. He's low, but it looks like he's fast either way. Fluff in the meantime will go down to the Blade Fury with the help of Undershock. On the other side, Sing Sing getting chased down as well. Yoku looking to at least do some more damage. Alright, that is a Sanity's Eclipse. The TP was canceled at the end, and the Pugna will go down. Afterlife Throw Strike up. Yoku coming back and Illuminate. Blade Fury and 3-3. Staying too long, and finally this fight looks like it will end with friends getting some much-needed advantage. That was a great fight for them.
Oh, that hurts so much too. Axe knowing they need to save this melee racks, or else their net worth income is just going to drop dramatically. They lose the melees at this point, right? Like every creep that comes in is just worth so much less. But costing a buyback and then it turning into a dieback there, that is so painful. Like that's a total loss of. That must be over 900 gold for the Axe, if not more. He would have been so close to his blink right now.
Yep. 1,200 gold now. He's a little further away. Recall coming in. They'll bring everybody back, and it's again that pushing lineup with No Fear coming in momentarily. And they want this Melee Rax. I do not blame them. God's Strength is back up. There's the Earth Spike. Undershock in trouble. Astral actually going to bring him down. Maybe 140 HP left in the tank, and he will fall. Afterlife now in trouble as well, getting chased down. They have, I think, a Void back up in 2 seconds, ready to go. And everybody has to leave. Brostrike on the other side of the ravine. And the Glimmer Cape on a No Fear isn't going to be enough. Sing Sing looking for at least one kill here. Will they find it? No Fear. Juking and jiving. He has no TP scroll on. Fluff will find him. There's the Test of Faith coming out. Pendants. Looks like it's going to be enough to bring him down, but No Fear still will be the sacrifice. The Calling Blade and Afterlife is just trying to get out the best that he possibly can. He has purchased his Blink Dagger. Stormhammer is nice dodge from Sandstorm coming through. He pops the drum charge. Is he actually going to get out of this? Oh my god, there's no way. He actually just survived.
What a player.
Yeah.
Oh, Yoku Invis Rune. He was thinking about it. But he's like, I don't know. There's a lot of people nearby.
Yeah, the Omni Slash, it was solo. But he's still pretty tanky. Dambo is 1280 HP. But again,
needs him to leave the wave.
Kaipi
hey,
do
oh,
survive,
there's a blink
though.
on the Sand King too now.
Yeah, he just purchased it up, but here we go. Dambo's just so fast. Phase Boots, Night Stalker. All right, maybe he's dead now.
Even this.
They didn't have vision.
Like they need a lot of damage. All right, he wants the courier instead.
Dambo's like, what are you doing? Now he realizes that.
Oh my god.
Oh, the recall! The Burrow Strike Bambo with the TP, but it's not quick enough. He still might actually survive because of how fast he is. Afterlife has another stun in 3 seconds here.
Everyone's clowning.
Yeah, this is some clown shoes Dota. I was actually just going to say that. This is some serious clown shoes Dota.
Okay, so friends have the items. The mechanism has been brought in. There's an Aether Lens on the Pugna. The Blink, of course, as we just saw, is there on Afterlife. Glimmer Cape on the Caudal. They have all of these value items to make this push work. The Blink Dagger is still not up for the axe. This is like the key moment for friends.
I don't. Yeah, if they don't win this fight here, I guess with the win they had earlier with that 4-man wipe and the dieback as well, I think that's they have some time a little bit, but. And look, I've seen this play before. Kaipi Smoke 2.
This looks familiar, yeah.
This looks very familiar. Absolutely. They steal the Centaur Conqueror. That's nice. They're just going to wait. Kaipi looking to find the right initiation right now. Some way to jump in. Oh, no! The Blink Dagger was canceled! Oh, 3-3. Not getting off his Blink call. That'll be the end of that smoke play, at least from the Axe's point of view. They still have Bambo as well, but now Fluff has been called out. Bambo's going to void Afterlife. Fluff still might be in trouble. Blink call onto 2. Finger onto No Fear. Looking good so far right now for Kaipi. The mech is up. Hand of God is still there. He gets it off in time. There's the epicenter. First strike onto 2. Is it enough? Here comes Yoku. Blade Fury's up in Bone 7, getting chopped down, or rather doing the chopping, but he gets Bloody Light pushed down to the low ground. And now 3-3 has to man up against Afterlife and always want to fly in his own. Meanwhile, Yoku does take down another, and they will bring down 3. It's crazy fights, Trent. Ah, God, I can't handle it.
The respawns are so short. The Fluff's already about to be back. Oh, they're doing it. All right, they're doing the buyback.
No OD for 26, no axe for 30. And while those respawn timers might seem low now, that is the longest it's going to be. It has been for this entire game. This is their best opportunity, they know it. They're going to try to push down this Melee Rax. They want to get one full set here, and there's a good chance they can. No more Glyph available. Nether Blast taking it down quickly.
You just got to run at them. They can't lose this melee.
Undershock. Yeah, they are running at them. Glimmer Cape's going to go. Burrow Strike onto Fluff. Not again. Fluff, no. It looks like he might actually survive. Nether Blast not in range, but the Rax, it will go down finally. The first set taken by friends. The push strat so far successful. Undershock getting help with that healing ward. Blink back in. Burrow Strike onto Bambo. And here we go.
Oh, what call
onto 3, but he gets pushed away. Still some good counter helix procs. Is it enough? Great mech coming out here to save everybody. The Illuminate coming through as well. Bambo's getting low. Test of Faith and the Nether Blast. And now Bone 7 in trouble as well. There's a nice Hex, but Fluff will lose his life because of it. Meanwhile, Afterlife, another Burrow Strike. Another Blast. Double kill for Always Wanna Fly. And it's about to be all 5. Yoku trying to bring him down. It's going to be a double kill for Undershock. 5 dead. The best opportunity, and friends are pushing in now to this tier 3 tower mid lane, Fred.
Caudal's up, Pugna's up. It never stops. And the second Chen comes back, the recall's gonna be there. Oh, the ulti's actually just ending, so at least Chen will have to walk. One good part for Kaipi.
Yeah, Bone 7, though, he's going to have to do it pretty much on his own here. Fluff's going to be up, but if he walks up and so much as a breeze hits his face, he's going to die. They won't be able to get this Melee Racks. The Nether Blast will do some significant damage and permanent to range, but there's the Glimmer Cape on Undershock trying to get out. Dust will go, and Undershock may have to lose his life here. Bambo's going to go right in, and there's the Earth Spike. Stormhammer, they'll bring him down. The kill's a kill, but it just feels like it's almost too little too late. Still, though, they have the comeback potential, but I don't know, Trent.
Actually going for a Blink Dagger on our Pugna now, too. He bought out the point booster and then just snags himself a Blink.
Listen, if you see Fluff, that's like a free kill. You just blink and kill him.
Yeah, with that shocker going.
I mean, if he really wanted to be a jerk, he could buy a Dagon, but...
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, frankly. Considering the way they need to win this game. Like, where the Necros at, guys? Come on.
Right, seriously.
5 of these bad boys going.
Earth Spike will come out. They'll take down the Tier 1 tower. Kaipi showing that they've got some push, but here comes the team fight. Afterlife coming in. Omni slash Fluff will just need one more auto attack from Afterlife, and there it is. Bringing him down. Bambo will get out. Meanwhile, the Astral saving them from any further damage, and Yoku will really just waste that Omni slash. Doesn't really find anything out of it other than Fluff. I mean, and they're going to push again, because that's what they do, right?
Oh, Bambo. All right, so Bambo's in a nice spot actually here. There's no vision up here. It is nighttime.
Yeah, but he's the only one there. They're not really ready for this pincer maneuver. Although I always want to fly. He's rather squishy, even though he has an active scepter, so maybe not that squishy anymore. Or close to an Ags, I should say. Blink back. I like this from Undershock. Every time he's put in kind of an awkward position and he has the Blink Dagger available, he can just blink out to safety after he throws down that Nether Blast. As you saw, that's what he just did there. Coming in from the side, Fluff is looking for a potential initiation, but...
they're just going to let this go?
Yeah, this Rax is gone. They've just given it up.
That's it, then.
2 racks down at 20 minutes in, and they have nothing, and Fluff's about to die. Yeah, this is looking bad. Kaipi, 3-3. His last gasp is what it seems like. They even get the net off as well. Nether Blast. They actually push him out of it with a Blinding Light. They will save him with the Astral. The Blade Spear on top should be enough to bring him down. It's with the Astral as well, and in fact it is. He'll have to buy back. And they are barely holding on, this Kaipi lineup. Friends are about to even this series up.
Chen Seal and range creep, guys. That's the point we're at.
I mean, like...
All right, the counter steal back with the helm.
This is like all or nothing right now. This is just like one creep can make all the difference in the world for one of these teams.
I can't believe they didn't fight mid. I guess they just didn't have the cooldowns ready, but that is rough stuff to give a free racks. 20 minutes, especially when it's your second one.
Yeah. It just seems like they don't have anything to tank. Bone 7 is barely... If you can get a good initiation, and that's not it, then they'll be in a good spot. Afterlife blinks in, Burrow strikes from that angle again. Meanwhile, they do force themselves out of that Nether Blast, so he will survive. Bone 7 looking for the Stormhammer. Manta dies by Yoku. Nicely done. Blade Fury out, and Bone 7 just cannot find the hero to go on. Gets, of course, kited and kited again. Finger will come out. No Fear Hands of Gods. Epicenter on the other side. Gets Afterlife a double kill. Omni Slash will come through. And Bambo, as well as Bone 7, pretty low. Yoku actually getting focused down. Yoku in trouble. He will fall. Afterlife, though, coming with the Burrow Strike, and that's it. GG's called with 4 dead. Well played coming out from this friend's side, and they had to win them like 25 minutes, and guess what? Trent, they did it. They did it.
Yeah. Wow. All right, so good stuff for Friends. Looks like they're going to make their date in their other match there. I believe they're playing Liquid, so that's actually going to be pretty hype. Too bad you guys will be here, obviously, because we have another game starting in like 20 minutes.
We do.
With Kaipi again. So all you Sing Sing Bone 7 fans out there, new fans of Mr. 3-3, he's been playing pretty fantastically lately. But Friends don't. I mean, that's a pretty cool strat. Just whip out the Pugna coming out in the 4th. Kind of, that's when you really drop it, because these were kind of meta heroes, right? Sand King, Jug, Coddle, not a big deal.
Right.
But once that Pugna comes out, you're like, oh shit. And then the Chen, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
We have an OD.
I mean, Kaipi could have known. They could have been like, all right, well, they have to win within a certain amount of time. We could ban out pushing heroes, but I don't know. It just we both thought the Friends or the Kaipi draft, looked better on paper, and that it's just Friends hit that timing. They had some good ganks. It really came down to the tower pushes that Kaipi just couldn't do anything about. Really. Yeah,
exactly. The first like 3-4 towers, because I mean, there's a reason we don't see this exact draft every day, or like teams would just run it if it was unstoppable. It's hard to execute that flawlessly as it looked right there for Friends. Like they just kind of walked up, took every building. But the way they drafted it out, the way they kind of lured it out at the start with like heroes that weren't necessarily like Sand King isn't the ideal offlaner for a strat like this, but it works good enough that you can just kind of use it to maybe mask your overall strat. So
Yep.
well played to Friends. I mean, all credit to them for winning that game.
Yeah, that was an impressive display, honestly. A lot of fun to watch, too. Some good action, some good team fights, and pretty short game on top
it's
of
like
that.
20, what was it?
25
39 kills at the end in
and
22 minutes.
Yeah, it was kind of insane how many kills there were per minute, essentially. But with that, we are going to take a quick break. We will have another series, another 2-game series coming up, and that, I believe, is Kaipi versus Question Mark, which will start shortly.
Yes,
So
that is correct.